Hello, welcome to today's practice. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you thought. The comments are below. Maybe you like the video. Maybe you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Maybe you share it with friends or family or anybody who might benefit from it. Looking forward to hearing how it went for you, and see you on the mat. So as you find yourself on your back, just take a moment here. There might be a little movement, massage for the back body, nice and gentle to start with. And then eventually plant your feet, let your knees rest against one another and bring your hands to lower belly and lower ribs. Make some adjustments to your back body to get it nicely supported by the ground. You could think about dropping the fronts of your shoulders down, kind of wide and down, and see if you can feel your shoulder blades making as much contact as possible with the floor underneath. And then with your hands on your belly, feel your breathing. And we'll take just a few normal breaths, so nothing strenuous. Just notice that there is movement, there is sound, there is breath. And then we'll bring more awareness, more intention to our exhales. And you're going to try and breathe out through a mixture of mouth and nose, but the air that comes out through the mouth is as if you were blowing out through a straw. So begin to find that. See if you can notice that your exhale becomes a bit longer, and there might be a different sound to it. And then continue with that exhale, but notice then what's happening under your hands. See if you can feel that your lower ribs draw down and in towards one another, that your lower belly also kind of draws towards the ground. Maybe you feel that your lower back pushes a bit more towards the floor also. You keep doing that, but notice that with your inhales, you're letting the ribs expand, you're letting your belly expand. So make sure that you're moving between those two states. You're not all the time contracting and pushing down into the ground. So your inhales, you're allowing that area to free up, to expand, to stretch. We'll take a couple more. And we'll let that breath go now, and just open your arms out into a T and let your knees drop towards the left, stretching the right side of the belly area, right ribs, and then bring your knees through center and lower them towards the right. And now feel a stretch through the left side of your belly, left rib cage, and move from side to side a couple more times. And when you feel even on both sides, bring your knees back through center, heel to toe your feet in, and then bring the knees over the hips, your shins parallel to the ground. Your toes are drawing towards your shins, and extend your arms overhead. See if you can have your palms facing one another. Maybe your thumbs are touching the ground overhead. And then we'll take a full breath in. And then on your exhale again, blowing out through that straw, we're going to bring those arms by the outsides of the legs as if you were reaching your fingers towards your feet, and then peel your shoulder blades, your head off the ground, you curling up. And then inhale, extend arms overhead, lower the head, lower the back body onto the ground. Exhale again, curl up. Maybe think about forehead towards knees, fingers towards feet. And then again, inhale, extend out, rest the back body on the floor. Exhale, curl up. You blowing through that straw, mixture of nose and mouth. At your own pace, a few more times. As you curl up, feel your lower ribs, belly button, pubic bone come a little closer together. Your back body, lower back, mid back is staying down on the ground. A few more times. Two more. And last one. And then as you inhale, come back down. Keep your right knee drawing into your chest, your hands around your shin, and then plant your left foot on the ground. Guide your right knee a bit more towards your armpit, and then extend your left leg all the way down onto the floor. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Another breath in here. And then guide your right knee across to the left side, finding a reclined twist. You can let yourself roll onto the outer edge of your left leg. Maybe extend your right arm towards the right side. Maybe turn your head towards the right. Think about your right shoulder blade staying heavy, and find space, right ribs, right chest. Another breath in. And out. And then come back through center. Plant your right foot, bring your left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze, and then guide your left knee towards your left armpit, and then extend your right leg all the way onto the ground. Take a breath in and out. And then as you're ready, guide your left knee across over to the right side. Maybe extend your left arm towards the left. Keep your left shoulder blade heavy. Chest facing up towards the ceiling. Breathing in and out. Your exhales now could be like open mouth exhales. A bit more releasing. Another one. And then come back through center, both knees into your chest. Find a happy baby, knees towards armpits, maybe keeping the heels of the feet heavy towards the ground, or maybe lifting your feet towards the ceiling, hands around ankles, or maybe soles of the feet. Maybe use your hands to pull those knees down and press the sacrum towards the floor. Take a full breath in and breath out. And then release that. Bring the feet to the ground. We're coming into a bridge pose. Arms by your side. As you inhale, lift your hips. And on your exhale, lower them. Two more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And stretching belly area, lift. And exhale to lower. We're going to come back to that shape, the knees over hips, the shins parallel to the ground, and your toes drawing towards your shins. You're going to keep that sacrum nicely planted, lower back moving towards the mat, and then extend your arms overhead. This time, instead of curling kind of center, we're going to go from side to side. So we'll take an inhale. And then on your exhale, lift up and take both hands to the outside of your left leg. Maybe reach a little bit more through your right fingers, lifting that right shoulder blade a little higher. And then inhale, stretch out, arms overhead. Exhale, the same thing, but towards the right side. Left shoulder blade a little higher, reach a little bit more outside of the legs. Inhale again, come back through center. Exhale to the left. Again, inhale. Exhale to the right. Find that pursed lip exhale, blowing out through that straw. A few more, your own pace from side to side. Breath is important here, so slower rather than faster. And allow your inhales to expand belly area. Exhales, you curling up. Let's do 2 more each side. And then the next time you come through center, let your legs drop all the way towards the left and let your arms open out into a T. Maybe again, turning the head to look right. Allowing maybe some open mouth exhales. And then as you're ready, bring your knees back through center and then take them all the way to the right side. And maybe now your head turns towards your left. Allow your left shoulder blade to be heavy and breathe here. Noticing any sensations around the belly, lower rib area, those abdominal muscles. And then use your next inhale to bring those legs back through center. And then plant your feet once again, coming into bridge pose. Arms by your side. Inhale, lift your hips. Now you could do like we did before, lift and lower. Or you could stay lifted and think about your bridge pose here as a way to stretch abdominal area. You might scoot your shoulder blades a little closer underneath you. Maybe press a little bit more through the heels of your feet. Take a couple more breaths. And then use your next exhale to lower your hips to the ground. Bring both knees into your chest, your hands behind your knees. Maybe you take your legs overhead and then rock up. Find a seat, balance for a moment, and then again take it back. And if this feels good, do it a few more times, rocking up and down. And then we'll meet in a seat. We'll plant the feet wide. Your hands frame your hips. Take a full breath in. And then on your exhale, drop your knees to the left. Bring your right arm over and turn your torso towards the space behind you. Pause for a breath in. And pause for a breath out. And then take it all the way over. Right hand comes over, knees all the way to the right. Left hand comes over and turn towards the space behind you, pausing for a breath in and for a breath out. And then one more of each, all the way to the left, turn, and then all the way to the right, and turn. With your next inhale, come back through center, and then cross your ankles And we're going to lift up, we'll come down again, and then we'll lift up again and come down again. So see if you can do this or with your hands or without your hands. You're planting your feet, press into your feet, rise all the way up. Maybe sweep your arms overhead, give yourself a stretch. And then on your exhale, lower those arms, bend into your knees, and return in the same way to your seat. Now cross your ankles the opposite way, plant your feet, see if you can lift all the way up. Extend your arms overhead, give yourself a stretch. Exhale, return, same way, back to your seat. And then this time, see if you can do it without crossing your feet. So get a little momentum, plant your feet, and see if you can come all the way up. Sweep your arms overhead, and on your exhale, hands through heart center, and mountain pose, arms rest by your side. Give yourself a moment, breathing in and out. And one more breath right here, mountain pose. And then use your next inhale to sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, side bend. Come back through center, breath in, and to your other side. Come back through center, interlace fingers overhead, palms towards ceiling, push away. Maybe float the heels of your feet. Breath in. And as you exhale, heels lower, arms go wide and fold over your legs. Knees can be as bent as you'd like. Halfway lift on your inhale. And fold, drop the head, exhale, 2 more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And another halfway lift. And exhale to fold. On your inhale, bend your knees and rise into chair pose, sweeping your arms up. And then as you exhale, find a twist towards the left, open arms. Inhale, sweep your arms up, back through center. A twist towards the right, open arms. One more of each. Inhale, center. To your left. And inhale, center. And to your right. On your inhale, come back through center. And as you exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back, downward facing dog, exhale. On your inhale, out into plank pose, shoulders over wrists. And on your exhale, hips up and back, down dog. 2 more times, inhale. Plank, exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more, inhale, plank pose. And exhale. Downward facing dog. From here, walk your hands towards your feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back into chair. And exhale, this time hands to heart. Right heel lifts, inhale. And lower it, exhale. Left heel, inhale. Lower. Same thing, or both heels, inhale. Stay, exhale. Shoulders away from ears, another breath in and out. Lowering your heels, straightening legs, rising all the way up. Exhale, side bend. Come back through center, breath in to the other side. Back through center, interlace your fingers, the opposite to what you did earlier, palms towards the ceiling. Find that stretch. Again, maybe floating the heels. Give a little squeeze through the glutes, lift through the lower belly, another breath in. And on your exhale, plant your heels, arms go wide, fold forward. Inhale, walk your hands top of the mat, plank pose. And this time on your exhale, we're going to lower down, maybe your knees down first. See if you can lower belly and chest more or less at the same time. Cobra pose when you're ready. Inhale. And exhale. Think about lengthening forward and down as you lower. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, forward, down, lower. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. From here, table pose and downward facing dog. Knees up, hips up and back. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. With your next inhale, walk your feet to your hands. See if you can keep your hands planted for as long as possible. And then once you're at the top of the mat, fold, drop the head. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, find your twist, left. Inhale, center. And twist right. Inhale, center. Let's do one more of each. Left. And center. And right. On your inhale, back through center. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, come out into plank. And as you exhale, again, slow and controlled, lowering all the way down. Inhale to find cobra. And exhale to lower. Another one, cobra. And lower. And then this time, maybe slide the hands a little lower towards the lower rib cage. Tops of the feet press down, and then see if you can push into your hands. Lift your torso, lift your hips, lift your thighs and knees, upward facing dog. And then from here, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in and a full breath out. With your inhale, walk your hands towards your feet. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale into chair. And exhale, hands to heart. Lifting the left heel. Lowering. Lifting the right. Lowering. Same thing, or steady your gaze and lift both heels. Shoulders down, soft face. Another breath. And then lowering the heels, straighten the legs, reaching arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist and take it over to the right side. Now you could stay here or bring your weight into your right foot. Send your left leg behind the right. Come onto the pinky edge as you bend into your right knee and find that extra stretch through the left side. Imagine a wall behind you. Get your shoulder blades back of the head onto that wall. And then again, bring weight into your right foot as you return with control through center, switching. Left hand, right wrist. We're taking it over towards the left. And then weight into your left foot, right leg behind left, onto the pinky edge, left knee bends. And then once you've got that, find that extra stretch, right side. Again, back body onto that wall. As you're ready, press into your left foot, returning through center. And then hands behind you, interlace them. Send the knuckles towards the floor, broaden your chest, and then fold over your legs. Keep that interlace of your fingers. As your head drops towards the floor, the knuckles lift towards the ceiling. Give a squeeze through your shoulder blades and think about lifting the fronts of your shoulders away from the floor. Breathing in and out. One more. And then release those hands. Find a halfway lift, breath in. And on your exhale, plant your hands, walk your hands to the top of the mat, plank pose. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, now instead of lowering all the way down, see if you can lower halfway. And then take this into your upward facing dog. And then from here, up and back, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Another one. Making our way to the top of the mat. Again, that idea of keeping your hands planted, getting your feet as close to your hands as you can, maybe even coming onto your tiptoes. Think about lifting through that lower belly. And then eventually, top of the mat, forward fold, wrapping the head. On your inhale, return to your chair pose, sweeping your arms forward and up. And this time on your exhale, bring hands to your heart. We're going to find a twist here. You could always go back to the open arm twist, but we're going to do one that's more kind of like traditional in the kind of yoga world, and we don't do it that much here. But anyway, so you'll do hands to heart, and then you're going to take a breath in. On your exhale, turn towards your left, and then see if you can hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. And then once you've got that, you've got a little bit of leverage. You can push the elbow into the leg, and then you might be able to twist or turn your torso a little bit more to the left. Quite a bit going on here. Take a breath in and out. And then as you inhale, return through center. You could reach your arms tall, give yourself a little stretch. And as you exhale, bring hands again to heart. And you guessed it, we're going to try the same thing, but to the other side. So we're going to turn the torso towards the right on your exhale. And then see if your left elbow can come to the outside of your right thigh. And then you've got that leverage to push a little bit more. And you can maybe turn your torso a little bit more right. Take another breath in and out. And then as you inhale, come back through center. Maybe your arms sweep up. And as you exhale, fold over your legs. Take a moment here. You might hold onto opposite elbows. Maybe an open mouth exhale, a little sway. One more breath. And then release your elbows, plant your hands, and step both feet back, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. As you inhale, again, come out into your plank pose. And on your exhale, we're lowering all the way down to the mat. This time we're going to find locust. So we're going to bring the arms by the side body, palms are facing in, and start by thinking that your fingers are trying to reach towards your feet. And notice that that will pull your shoulders away from your ears. And then from here, begin to lift your chest off the ground. Your gaze is still down. Your shoulder blades are squeezing towards one another. Your legs are down for now. Take a breath in and out. Another inhale. And then on your exhale, release down. Make a pillow for your forehead, rest. Relax the legs. Maybe wiggle the hips a bit. One more breath here. And then we're going to come back to that locust, but we'll add the legs. So when you're ready, you could do arms by your side, or if you'd like, you could interlace the hands at the lower back. Think about the knuckles reaching towards the feet, lifting your chest, and then see if the legs can also leave the ground. Keep length, crown of the head moving away from toes. The fronts of the hips are resting on the ground, the belly. Couple more breaths. And then release. Once again, make that pillow for the head. Relax the legs, wiggle your hips. Allow the belly to expand towards the ground on your inhales. Let the exhales be open mouth, releasing breaths. And then we're going to do one more. So you could choose to do any of those two versions. Or if you think that bending the knees and reaching for your ankles or your feet will work, you could do that. Okay. So when you're ready, your arms come by your side. You find that lift through your chest, the squeeze through the shoulder blades, the lift through the legs, and then maybe the knees bend. Your hands reach for your feet, your ankles, and you find that extra back bend here. You can think there's about a stretch for the front body, which we made work at the beginning of practice quite a bit. Wherever you are, breathing in and breathing out. One more. And then release what you have. This time, bring your hands under your shoulders. Come through a table pose. Neutral spine for a breath. And then when you feel ready, gently take it into a child's pose. So more of a flexion through your spine, which is exactly the counter of what we were doing before, which was extension in those locust poses, those bow poses. Now think about breathing into the back body, using your inhales to make a little bit more space between your shoulder blades, the back of your neck, the back ribs and the spine, the lower back. Invite some softening around your face. One more breath here. And then with your next inhale, move into a table pose. And we're going to thread the needle to give the shoulder blades a outer shoulder stretch. So if you know that a pillow or a block underneath you to land on works, make sure you've got it. But we'll start with the right arm, and we're just simply going to thread the right arm under the left. Your palm is facing up, and then you're going to lower your right shoulder, the right side of your face, towards the ground. And take a moment, maybe you move your hips a little bit more right or a little bit more left, see how that feels. You could keep your left hand by your face, or you might walk that left arm overhead. And again, feel free to stay here. Another little stretch you could do is to extend your left leg out. So you're still on your toes, but your left knee would be lifted. And give it a couple more breaths. And then begin to unwind, meeting back in a table pose, both hands planted. Make some movements here, anything that feels good to you. It might be a cow and a cat or a bit of a side stretch. Might be a mixture of both, kind of like barrel rolling through your torso. And then eventually we'll find that thread the needle, but on the other side. So again, simply stretch, slide your left hand or left arm under the right. Palm is facing up. And then you're lowering onto the side of the head, the outer shoulder. And making any adjustments here that feel right. Wiggle through the hips. Maybe walking your right arm or right hand overhead. Maybe extending your right leg out. And then most importantly, breathing with intention, with presence. A couple more breaths. And then making your way out, moving back into your table pose. And then this time coming onto your forearms. And then we're going to come onto the elbows. So you might walk your elbows a little forward, kind of in front of your shoulders. And then lift your forearms, bring your palms to touch. Keep your hips and knees more or less in line. And then allow your chest to drop towards the floor. So see if you can feel a stretch through the triceps, the back of your upper arm, your armpits, your side ribs. Kind of that area of the body, the belly. Sometimes the floor is a little close here, so if you'd like, you could also, if you have a block, you could plant your elbows on the block a little higher, and then you let your chest drop again towards the floor. Another breath in and out. Last one. And then when you're ready, releasing from here, walk your hands in. And then sweep your feet to one side, make your way into a seat, your legs in front of you. Let's bring the soles of the feet together with the knees wide. You could have your hands framing your hips, or you could bring your hands around your shins or ankles. Take a full breath in, shoulders away from ears, crown of the head reaching tall. Breath out, let your knees drop heavy towards the ground. Maybe close your eyes here for a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, lift your right knee and bring your right knee to your left heel, planting it there. And then turn kind of to align your torso with your left thigh. And then just walk over that left thigh, folding over that left leg. Now you could stay here, or you could make some adjustments. You could slide your right knee away from you, maybe extending your right leg. And it's almost like you're coming into a bit more of like pigeon pose here. So you can play with that a bit. If you're coming more into pigeon, the front of the right hip can drop a bit more towards the floor. Give it a couple breaths. And then use your next inhale to lift your torso, bring that right knee in, and then bring again soles of the feet together, knees wide. Take a breath here. And then when you're ready, left knee lifts, left knee towards right heel. You're planting it, and then you're turning your torso to align with your right thigh and fold over it. And then again, once you've got that fold, maybe your left leg extends, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you drop your left hip a little bit more towards, it's almost like towards your right heel. And then pause. One more breath. And then use your inhale to again lift your torso, draw that left knee in, and then again soles of the feet together. Take a breath here. And then on your inhale, lift your knees, plant your feet, and let's come down onto our backs once again. Your arms might reach out in front of you. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, chin to chest as you lower your lower back, as you lower your mid back, as you lower upper back, and then lastly, the head. And once that back body is nicely planted, bring those feet a little closer to your sit bones, your arms by your side, and then lift your hips into a bridge. Stay here or scoot your shoulder blades underneath you, interlace your hands, push a little bit more with your arms, stretch the front of the body. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, release down, releasing your arms by your side, hips to the mat. Bring the right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. And then cross your right thigh over the left thigh. Stay here or bring those knees in towards your chest. Your hands may be behind your thighs, hugging those legs in. And then release that. Plant your right foot. Bring that left knee into your chest. And then cross your left thigh over the right. And staying here or drawing those knees in. Maybe some movement side to side. Maybe you lift and lower the sacrum. Maybe you take your feet a little wider. And then unwind your legs. Plant your feet wide, edges of the mat, but knees bent, and then drop your knees towards the left side. You could stay here or bring your left foot just over your right thigh, adding that extra weight. You could stay here or you could extend your right arm by your ear, maybe looking towards the right with your head. Let your exhales be now releasing, maybe open mouth. And then come back through center, knees bent, feet still wide. And then when you're ready, take your knees over towards the right side. Right foot might stack on top of the left leg. Maybe left arm reaching overhead. And stretching this left side body. And then releasing that, come back through center, bring those knees in. And once again, a happy baby if you'd like, knees wide towards armpits, maybe feet towards the ceiling, maybe hands around the soles of the feet or ankles. You could be moving, you could be still here. And then from your happy baby, soles of the feet together, lowering the feet to the ground, knees wide. Your hands may be resting on your belly. Your eyes might close. Noticing the breath is still happening. Taking advantage maybe now of that releasing effect of your exhales. Noticing if there are any parts of the body that could soften. And then when you're ready, making your way into Shavasana, bringing those knees up, maybe resting the knees against one another, neutralizing a bit more through your lower back. Maybe if it feels good to extend your legs all the way out, you could do that. Your hands could stay on your torso, or you could rest them down by the side body. And an open mouth exhale might signal that transition from doing to a few moments here of not doing. Both are a practice, an exploration, an opportunity. But for the next few minutes, there is nothing else to do. Let yourself be. Shavasana. If you can give yourself a longer Shavasana, you'd like to take it, please do. If not, return your awareness to the here and the now, the breathing, the sensations in your body, the thoughts. And then begin to invite yourself back, maybe some movement through your toes and your fingers, your ankles, your wrists. Any other movement that feels good, a yawn, a blink of your eyes. And then eventually we'll meet in a seat. Your hands may be resting in your lap or at your chest. You might keep your eyes closed for a moment longer. Maybe give yourself an extra breath. And we acknowledge here the practice itself. We acknowledge, we appreciate ourselves and our own practice. We remember and appreciate those who have practiced with us. We acknowledge those who have made it possible. And we end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.